Hello, hello. This is Harold's Prog Show Part 64, entirely dedicated to the 30 best prog rock album concept albums. The concept albums. Okay, this is my number one, Marillion, Misplaced Childhood, 1985. When the record was released, I immediately bought this one and I listened to it a lot, hundreds of times. This is a great album. This is my number one, Misplaced Childhood, with Fish on vocals, Pete Rovaras on bass, Ian Mosley on drums, Mark Kelly on keyboards, and Steve Rothery on guitar. This one is about a childhood from Fish, and he had love affairs with Kaylee and with Lavender, and he lived in the heart of Lothian, that's near Edinburgh in Scotland, and it's the whole album is about the childhood of Fish, and it is a great album. It's fantastic, a real classic. I think everybody knows this album. Um, okay, great, fantastic. My number one concept album, Marillion, Misplaced Childhood. Then we go to Genesis. That's also my T-shirt with The Lamp Lies Down on Broadway. It's from 1974. It's the last album with Peter Gabriel on vocals. In the band are Steve Hackett, Phil Collins, Mike Rutherford, and Tony Banks. And this is a double album. The story about Rail, who lived in New York on Broadway and had a lot of things to happen in this story. At the end of the story, uh, Rael, it's me. So Rael has found himself. Okay, great stuff. Very, very good. Okay, The Lamp Lies Down on Broadway from Genesis. My number two. My number three is Pink Floyd with The Dark Side of the Moon. It's the second best sold album of all time. 45 million copies have been sold since 1973, and it's great. It's fantastic. Roger Waters is still playing songs from this album live. I've seen a show 1 month ago. Then we have Animals. Animals is based on the book uh, Animal Farm from George Orwell. It's a concept album. And on this one, we have dogs, pigs, and sheep. It's great. It's fantastic. I've done a show about this album and the new version. Then we have The Wall. It's a double album, the best sold double album of all time. It's great. It's fantastic. And it's a story about a guy who don't make contact with other people, and the judge decided to have a full penalty, and that one is to tear down the wall. So he has to make contact with the the world. Then we have Eloy with Silent Cries and Mighty Echoes from 1979. And this one is influenced by Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, and Animals. It's a great album. Very, very good. It's the best album by Eloy. Silent Cries and Mighty Echoes. Eloy from Germany. Then we go to Emerson, Lake and Palmer with pictures at an exhibition. The whole thing is based on a classical piece by Mussorgsky, and it's a great album. It's fantastic. It's one of the classic Emerson, Lake and Palmer albums from 1971. Pictures at an exhibition, Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Then we go to Tomita. Tomita has also made an album called Pictures at an Exhibition based on the same classical piece, and it's a great instrumental album. Tomita is from Japan and died a few years ago. Then we go to Germany with the German version of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. The band is called Triumvirat, Triumvirat, and their best album is Spartacus from 1975. It's a great album. It's a story about Spartacus from the Roman times. Okay, then we go to Italy with Banco del Mutuo Soccorso. uh, also named Bunko, with the album Darwin. Very, very good. An album about Charles Darwin with his evolution theory. Okay, then we go to Le Orme, also from Italy. Folona Serona, a love story. Great album. This is the special edition with the Italian version from Folona e Serona and the English version, Folona and Serona, with lyrics by Peter Hamill from Phonograph Generator. Special package, double album. Originally, it's of course a single album with only the Italian version. Le Orme from Italy with Folona e Serona, their best album. Then we go to Mike Rutherford with Small Creep's Day. It's a story about Small Creep. Small Creep is working all day and going at home at 5 o'clock. And it's a great album. It's fantastic. If you like Genesis, you have to listen to Mike Rutherford. I was playing bass with Genesis and guitar later on. Small Creeps Day from Mike Rutherford from 1979. Okay, then we go to Don Airey. Don Airey is now playing keyboards with Deep Purple, um, the successor of John Lord. Um, and this album is called K2. It's about an expedition to a mountain. The mountain is called K2, and it's in Pakistan. And it's a great album. Don Airey, K2, Tales of Mystery and Imagination. Very, very melodic, very good. Then we go to Camel, Camel with the Snow Goose. It's a story based on the book The Snow Goose, and it's great, a real classic. And we go to Camel Dust and Dreams from the early 90s, very good. A story about America with a long journey in the 30s. Then we have Harbor of Tears, also from Camel. It's about Irish people who go to the United States of America. Um, okay. The Who with Quadrophenia, a double album, a great album, a real classic, very progressive. And the last three songs are really, really good. The whole album is very, very good. I've seen this live show twice. Quadrophenia from The Who. Last three songs are Dr. Jimmy, the instrumental The Rock, which has very good drums by Keith Moon, and Love Reign Over Me. Okay, Moon on drums, Roger Daltrey on vocals, Pete Townsend on guitar and some vocals, and on bass, John Entwistle. The Who with Quadrophenia, a double album from 1973. It's great, it's fantastic. Then we have another one from The Who. It's called Tommy. It's a classic, real classic. It's on one CD and on vinyl. It's a double album. It's from 1969. The story is about Tommy, Pinball Wizard. Then we have Jethro Tull with Aqualung. Most famous song is Locomotive Breath. And it's a story about losing his religion, Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull. Then we have Thick as a Brick, a double, a real classic. And it's about a story about a young guy. Then we move on. Okay. Let's move on. Um, Saga Generation 13, 1995. Very good Saga from Canada. It's a real classic. It's an epic. It's an concept album, and it's very interesting, very good, very powerful, very, very nice. Saga Generation 13 from 1995. Then we go to Styx, an album from a few years ago. Styx from America, United States of America. Styx made an album, and this one is called um, The Mission. The Mission, and the mission is about um, going with a spaceship to planets, and that this one is the mission from Styx, and it's great. It's fantastic. Then we have Yes with Tales from Topographic Oceans for long epics. It's written by John Anderson and Steve Howe, and John Anderson has made the lyrics, and Chris Squire is saying about these lyrics that he didn't know where the story is uh, where the story is about. It's based on a book. Then we have Roger Waters, which with his latest album. It's called "Is This the Life We Really Want?" It's a great album, and I like it. And it's critical about some politicians, and it's a great album. I like it. It's the last album from Roger Waters. Then we go to the Alan Parsons Project with Tales from Mystery and Imagination, Edgar Allan Poe. It's of course based on the books by Edgar Allan Poe. It's a concept album from 1976. It's the first album from Alan Parsons, very good. Then we have uh, Marillion with Brave, 1995, concept story. And the vocals are by Steve Hogarth. Then we go to John Anderson, Allies of Sin Hello, his first solo album, really good. Then we go to Rick Wakeman, Journey to the Center of the Earth, also good, based on a book by Jules Verne, a Frenchman. Then we go to Rick Wakeman with King Arthur, famous old story. And then we go to Rick Wakeman with No Earthly Connection, 1976, also very good. Also concept album. Okay, that were my 30 concept prog rock albums. Very nice. All classic albums, all highly recommended. Last night I visited a concert by Steve Hackett, and Steve Hackett played Foxtrot in its entirety, the famous Genesis album with Supper's Ready from 1972, and he also played some solo songs like Spectral Mornings and Ace of Wands and other things. Very good show, highly recommended. Okay, see you next time. Bye.